Well, hello there guys, and welcome back to the channel. My apologies for being a teeny tiny weeny bit late. Just 1 minute though. Pretty much on time.
At the end of the stream. But thank you
Pretty
all
much
so
on
much for
time.
being here. If this is your first time ever
So,
in a
here we are.
MCOC
I'm
live
very
stream,
much. Can you
please
bring
pop
back
in
the
the
Christmas
chat.
intro?
Let me know where in the world
Well,
you are tuning
next
in
Christmas.
from. I say this every time. I love
How about
seeing
that?
the international reach that this community has.
How
and I
about
love being
that?
able to welcome people from all over the world.
Other than
We got
that,
K-Dog
you can
in
press the white mark.
Chicago.
A wizard is never late.
Who else do we
Exactly,
have
a
here?
KT1 is
We've
never
got
late.
India and Pakistan represented.
Can you guys hear
Welcome on in.
well,
We have
like me
Norway.
and
We've
Kabam
got
Chat and all that?
Ferguson in Arizona. I like that name. Tyrosh in the Netherlands. Welcome.
All right, what's up?
Voice
Maestro
unmuted,
Master,
first
what's up,
time
my man?
from Canada. Hello. BJ Penn in Puerto Rico. Everybody, thank you so much for being here and welcome on in. I hope you all had a fantastic, healthy, safe, restful holiday season and you are all ready to dive in to MCOC this year. Let's go over the ground rules. There's only one,
There's a bit
and
of a
it should
mess,
be
but
pretty
okay.
easy for you by now. Say it with me, everybody. The only rule, don't be a jerk.
That would disqualify all of Kabam, pretty much.
Be nice. Kindness is free, everybody. This is a game. I am so incredibly fortunate that what I do is fun. I live and work inside an industry that promotes entertainment and fun for you all.
So how's everybody doing? Excited for White Tiger?
As well.
I know a
So
lot of
please
people
don't
are.
Get in the way of other people's enjoyment today. Don't spam the chat. Don't be a jerk. It's just that easy. Of course, if you decide to break our one and only rule, we have our mods in chat. Shout out to
get more than
everybody
30
here
seconds of
today.
useful information.
They are here to keep us safe. They're here to
Alum.
keep the chat flowing and the good times rolling. So please respect the mods as well. Thank you for all the hard work that you guys do. We will take some Q&A throughout the stream. We like to do that. We love to interact with you. That's why we do these live streams. So if you have any questions about the content that we're discussing, any inquiries, if you want to ask what we had for breakfast, which is something we've covered a lot.
White Tiger especially, because that's who I voted for.
Please tag
that is who I voted for.
Or at Kabam, and we'll try and pull some of those questions throughout the show. Without further ado, let's dive right into things here. We'll be chatting about our event quest this month. It is called Make It There. Greetings, Summoner. Good news. With the help of the New World Tree, Hell's Kitchen is reappearing in the Battle Realm, and all of Manhattan seems to be coming back with it. But the bad news, Bullseye
Event quests have been so poor lately. I haven't done last two event quests.
Step foot.
Well, 8.2 for Comrade? 8.4, sorry. Early March?
Is on the scene and has some friends of her own
February, March,
around
I would
to
guess.
help out. Will the Summoner and White Tiger be able to save the city before it becomes another target for the villainous Bullseye? Find out in Make It There. I bet they pull it off.
Within Demon form does look quite cool, yes.
I'm not, no spoilers, I haven't read it, but I bet we get to the end of it, and I bet you guys did it. Sip. Let's move right along here. We've got our side quest starting next Wednesday as well. It's called Champions of Fortune. Mercenaries are running wild. In the Champion of Fortune side quest, Deadpool and company promptly escaped from a maximum security stockade in the Battle Realm underground. Lurking in back streets and alleyways, these champions fight for whomever has the money to afford them.
You get a free I already had the 4-star Deadpool, so I really,
If you have a problem, if no
it's kind of cool,
help,
but I'm still not
if
doing
you
the
can
side quest.
Them, maybe you can assemble the D team. Very excited for Champions of Fortune. It is, I don't want to say loosely based on, because it's pretty heavily influenced by the A team. So that kind of shenanigans, primo. Get excited for it, everybody. But of course, that's not all in terms of new additions in January, because we have two much requested, long anticipated, fan favorite champions finally joining the contest in Bullseye and White Tiger. We're going to take a look at both of those right now. We're going to look at some snippets.
There's nothing there to be gained from those.
If you want a full deep dive into what these champions are capable of, please check out the Marvel Contest of Champions YouTube page. We will have Bullseye's deep dive live on Saturday and White Tiger's live on Sunday.
I actually kind of like the name. It's going to lead to quite a lot of innuendos, so it's always fun.
We're going to throw things over to Karate Mike to show us the ideal rotation of Bullseye. Take it away.
Ideal rotation of Bullseye.
To begin, strike the opponent with your blades to start building your cruelty. This happens through block. so don't be afraid to bully them if they get defensive. Once you cross a bar of power, you'll gain your Killer Instinct passive. You could use this as an easy opening to evade on your way up to Special 3. And once you build enough power, bait a special attack, and then trigger your evade to disable your Special 3 and immediately launch your Special 2. And if you want, tap and hold block to slow down time and release at the right moment to start building your dialed-in passives. From here, rush in while the opponent is stunned and launch your Special 1 to take advantage of your Fury and Bleed vulnerability. And if the opponent isn't already knocked out, just repeat until they are. Now, on top of all the guaranteed crits, remember, Bullseye can't miss. And sometimes, you'll want that Fury passive earlier than your Special 2. So, especially if the opponent is immune to Bleed, you could evade just under 2 bars and launch your Special 1 to access those big yellow numbers that much faster. And hey, if your Bullseye is awakened, he gains up to a 50% chance to purify half of his debuffs on his heavy attack hits, making him a great candidate to run with the recoil masteries, juicing up those guaranteed crits even further.
Passive stand too.
And that is your first look at Bullseye. Very excited to see this champion
It
join
did
the
look
contest
kind of
and
cool.
see what you all can do with them. Before we move into a little bit more detail, wanted to say hey to Whoopi Wizard as a first-time chatter here in
Did look
Twitch
kind of
chat.
cool.
Again, if you guys are watching anywhere but twitch.tv/Kabam, come on over. This is where we can see your chat messages, where you can ask questions, where you can engage, and it's
And yeah, he's a
the
photo
only place
project.
that you can win the giveaway as we give away 7-star Bullseye and a 7-star White Tiger.
I really don't like the
stream.
whole slow-mo
But
thing.
back to Bullseye, we asked Karate Mike, hey, what makes this champ unique? And Karate Mike,
I mean, it's not a deal breaker.
says,
He
as
still loves
always,
great
so
cake
many
and stuff,
things.
but
He's the first champ in the
not a
game
fan.
to use a baseball in a Special 3. How about that? He also has guaranteed crits on every single hit. But Ebony Ma Mans, don't get too excited because he also can't miss. We said, hey, Mike, what do they counter? What are they a key for? What do they answer here? He said, wow, Jax, I'm so glad you asked. A character, that Karate Mike. 100% uptime on a miscounter across all attacks can definitely be pretty useful. He's also, he also counters evade after his Special 1. Also, his SIG ability makes him pseudo-immune to power sting damage and also gives him a chance to purify debuffs on either champion's heavy attack hits, making him solid with the recoil masteries. We followed up. We concluded by asking, where do you see them thriving in the contest?
Yeah, Bullseye skill
Karate
champ.
Michael.
Bullseye
He
is
said,
absolutely
Battlegrounds of War,
1,100,000%
defense and
skill
attack.
champion.
The dude is one of the most brutal defenders recently released, and that includes Onslaught and Maestro. Not going to give away the counters right now, but he's the type of champ that you ideally want a solid counter for. His damage loop is very nice for closing out short health pools, and since all of the effects are guaranteed, he's incredibly consistent. I think he's going to be quite valuable in Battlegrounds, in a Battlegrounds deck as a two-way champion moving forward. So that's Bullseye. Again, check out the full deep dive for all of the information on the nitty-gritty details on the MCOC YouTube page on this Saturday. Let's move right along here. We'll dive into White Tiger. Of course, a runner-up for a previous
Guess it's time to grind Bullseye.
Stick around.
Probably
for
so.
Tiger, as we are going to dive into the Summoner's Choice campaign for 2024 and show you all of your voting options.
White Tiger is Mystic, yes.
Well, get excited for Bullseye, but for now, we are going to show off White Tiger with a snippet
And
of
yes,
their
he's a photon
deep
counter.
dive.
To begin, strike the opponent and start building your power. Performing a dash will grant a precision passive to satisfy the itch for those yellow numbers. And once you reach just under 2 bars of power, launch your first special to steal the opponent's power and gain your first Furies. You could launch another special one to stack on even more Furies and reset your Power Steal passive. Keep in mind, you have a 20% chance per buff on the opponent to purify incoming damaging debuffs. So, don't stress and build to your Special 2 to place a juicy bleed that steals the opponent's regen, and if necessary, you could launch it again, since you just stole all that power. And now that the opponent is almost knocked out, continue the assault until they drop below 15%. And then, use your power gain buff to end off with a final Special 2 or that satisfying
fuck was that
Special 3
special
finale. Now, in a shorter fight, If possible, don't worry about the opponent's power, and focus on repeatedly launching your special ones to max out your furies and steal that power on every other special activation. And once you're in range of that final strike, set yourself up and use that power gain to deliver a crushing special 2 finish.
And that is your first look at White Tiger. Again,
Yeah, she
all
does
the
seem
information that you could possibly need will be in the deep dive on Sunday this week. So go and check that out. I love
She does,
watching
though.
the chat fly by as we show.
What is that
snippets,
special,
because
huh?
I see the collaboration, I see the intelligence of our community as everybody is trying to figure out exactly what would counter these people, especially when we say someone's going to be a stout defender. They're like, oh, well, what if we try these people? And I love seeing it all. So shout out to just the smartest people on the internet.
What's up, Grandpa?
Our community.
The Barbarian.
Again, we followed up with Karate Michael and said,
They
hey,
both do look
what
crazy
makes
good,
White
yeah.
Tiger unique? He had this to say. I love champions who give you a way to not use their special 3, especially Mystics. She can only use her special 3 if she's performing or charging a heavy attack, making her loop of use as many specials as you can over and over until the opponent is knocked out. A heck of a lot of fun.
No,
Even with
Mystics, we
5
got one
out of
more
5
Mystic,
Mystic
one
dispersion
skill.
and buffs galore. When talking about counters, Mike said, she's pretty much Gore's worst nightmare. She has a 20% chance per buff on the opponent to purify incoming damaging buffs, prevents the opponent from healing after her special 2, and even steals the regen for herself. Consistent power steal on her hard-hitting special attacks coupled with passively gaining 50% of the power her opponent gains. Also makes her fantastic against matchups with increased power. And where do we see White Tiger thriving? Where do we
because
expect
God is the champion we
White
need
Tiger to
countering.
be every moment of the day? Mike thinks she'll be a pretty potent attacker with some sneaky defensive threat from her SIG ability as well. She could hit very hard, very fast, all while stealing opponents' power and launching back-to-back specials like crazy. Her damage loop is great for shorter fights, but she also could have some solid play in longer fights as well, especially if you go for her special 3 for the 2 extra Fury buffs. Thank you, Karate Michael. Again, Karate Mike 415 on YouTube. Go check out the channel for more MCOC information, a lot of knowledge, and a lot of you'll learn about.
No, the new champions both do look quite exciting.
Show.
The Life Soldier, how are you?
That's everything. That's not everything.
Did not look like she has any buff control in her
contest in January, so I hope you all are excited for it. Summoners, those of you hanging out right now, who or what
both
of the
4
4 things we just mentioned, side quest, event quest, White Tiger or Bullseye, what are you most excited for coming to the contest?
Is anybody ever excited about monthly quest or side quest?
Before we move along, let's pull in some questions here that our mods have brought for us.
Void is worth hanging up.
We've got a question from Zohybe Kano. Crushed it. What is the road to the crypt death counter? We are looking at 9,146,700.
Okay, so it's 4,000 Titan shots.
So we've crossed that 9 million marker. Of course, keep checking for the social media accounts.
Oh yeah, we can see if they actually give us some dust. In December.
We talked about this. We talked about this before we started. What happened? It's a full house here on set, everybody. It's it's packed. It's a small space with a lot of people.
It's like one between iDoom and Omega Sentinel is way better.
From Adeo2, any plan for adding Twitch emotes? I'm glad that you asked, of course. Towards the, well, I guess throughout December, we did the 9 days of giveaways to push ourselves all the way to affiliate status here on Twitch, which gave us a number of different ways to interact with you all. We are still working on finalizing that process, but we will be planning to bring in some Twitch emotes to give you guys some fun ways to interact here in the chat.
Okay.
And of course, we'll have things like
so far,
predictions and
okay,
things
cool.
like
Both
that
of the new champions look exciting.
So we're looking forward to that.
True.
We'll have more details soon.
I think
believe this
Finn
is our
just
only
busted
stream
a
for
nut, by the
January,
way.
But in February, we're going to have 2, so we'll have hopefully more information on the stream plans for you in February. Let's move swiftly
That was
along
Gladiator,
and welcome
but-
a new guest to the show. Someone new. We're going to talk about Summoner's Choice 2024 with one of the minds behind it. Of course, the campaign is always exciting. Oh, I didn't have a mouse? Oh, okay. Thanks, Fenton. Saving the day. Again. Please welcome to the show for the first time. Be
Yeah,
kind.
it is better than
welcome
the stream.
on
I just
in,
wish they
Sagwa. How
keep
are
the
you, buddy?
streams informative rather than just
Why are you
empty.
so clammy?
I don't know, it's warm in here.
Yesterday you were clammy and you said it was because it was cold in here.
I just have warm hands.
I get it. Everybody, this is Sagwa. This is a pal.
Just did
we
this
were
guy
closely
dirty.
together. He's
Nobody
here, like,
wants to talk
was
about
integral
clammy
in the
hands.
Battleground Brawl creation and execution. Can you tell everyone what you do here, and then also tell me a little bit, because despite working with you every
Don't
day,
buff
I'm
Gladiator.
not
I
sure.
kind of hope they
Cool.
don't
Well,
really
yeah,
buff
as a
him
brand
so we
marketing
can
manager, my
have him as a
job
meme
is
forever.
basically to make sure that whenever something cool is happening in the game, that all of our online friends know about it and can get involved and get new fans to the game. So I've worked on a couple campaigns in the past few years. Some notable ones are Battleground Brawl, as you said, the past few Summer's Choice campaigns, and then also was a big part in the anniversary trailer this year. So yeah.
You work.
That's what I do.
You work.
Exposed as the first
Sorry, comments.
I know, that
Mr.
is so
Omega, you said
dirty.
DLL's got
Why did he have to
competitive
mention it? In
policy.
situations
Corey,
like that,
we have
okay,
someone
somebody
here
has
calling you a
clammy,
giant.
sweaty
Let's look at
hands.
this
You just,
guy.
you know,
Look how big
you
he
deal
looks.
with it.
We're
You
the
don't
same
tell that
size.
to hundreds
This
of
is
thousands
camera
of people.
trickery. You're making me look small, and I don't appreciate it.
It's like the Lord of the Rings when they film inside of Gandalf's house.
You're Gandalf, and I'm Frodo, is what you're saying right now?
Just
This
due to
is going to be your
circumstance of the
last
camera.
time on the stream, I can tell you early.
He does look
Look,
younger.
Jeremy also says, is this dude like 7 feet tall, or is Jax just tiny? I don't like this. We're gonna stop the stream
Jackson.
and reset the cameras. I'm above average size.
You are. You're a beautiful man.
Thank you for saying that. Okay, so to help people get to know you as a new guest, and,
you know?
we like to give a little bit of personality to the summoners out there. What is the first game you remember loving, and what is your favorite game of all time?
Oh.
Oh, okay. Well, first game I remember loving was Super Smash Bros.
Starting
64.
with this, aren't we now?
And my favorite game is still Super Smash Bros. Every
Is it
single one of them.
just like as a franchise?
As a franchise, me and John compete a lot. with
John's
it
over
as
there.
well.
You guys can't see John. He'll be joining us later.
Yeah, and he talks a lot of trash, and I get very competitive.
Including during rehearsal yesterday. You guys were going at
we
it.
were kind of fighting. And
Yeah.
me and you, we also compete quite a bit as well. We play silly games here and there. Everything is a game, if you think about it. So
One of the most competitive people I know, just like anything that you bring up, he's like, yeah, oh, I got this.
Crap on top of crap on top of crap on top of crap.
I'll beat you, I win. Anyhow. So we're going to talk about Summoner's Choice 2024. We're going to reveal all 8 of the potential champions that you all get to vote on. We're going to talk about the voting structure. We're going to talk about all those details. But before we can look forward, let's take a look back. So let's pull up the imagery from 2021.
Somebody just,
It was what,
poke me.
2020, 2021,
2020,
it wrapped around,
2021,
right?
that's
when
right.
when they
So this is
Sell
who we
something
have for the
interesting?
first ever Summoner's Choice. And a lot of big names on here. Some that have come to the contest even despite losing. We've got Morbius on there, Omega Sentinel. Who even won this year?
Oh, you want to know who won? Well,
Yeah.
we had this guy named Hercules.
Who?
Hercules.
This is exactly the information that we
Something
need.
about
It's like,
Hercules
wow,
that's really
really?
special to
Did
me
Hercules
is that-
win?
okay, so I
No
have
way, you guys are so
Hercules,
funny.
and I also have a 5-star
I need to get that
Hercules,
Peter Griffin
that's
laugh.
Awakened. The 5-star has descended. I don't have enough. I don't have a rank 5 6-star yet. But Hercules, and we just said that we were really competitive with each other, and I just wanted to share with
I
everybody
knew
here
you were
today.
going to do something stupid like that. Go
I
ahead.
just wanted to share here today that Hercules is partially the reason why I'm a Paragon today, before you became Paragon.
I
Jax.
started in this company like 3 years after you.
Yeah, but we started competing really heavily recently, and so I made the push for Paragon, got that Paragon gift for the banquet event. It was super fun. Anyway, back to Hercules. He
This
won.
was coming. I knew this was coming. I'm so mad about it. You don't even have
He
any idea.
won.
Where's Burnham?
Are you going to be Burnham now?
Oh, no. Just keep talking.
Okay, so Hercules won the very first Summer's Choice. Runner-up to that was
Jeez
Omega
Louise.
Sentinel, who has also made it to the game, is also a big part of my roster. There were a couple other choices within Summer's Choice 2020 that made it to the game. Morbius was one of them. We all remember him and love him.
Is Morgan Le Fay riding a dinosaur?
She is riding a dinosaur.
And you guys didn't vote for a dinosaur riding human.
Yeah.
Missed opportunity.
Yeah.
Lowest votes?
The lowest votes.
Oh my god.
I don't know why.
I don't know why we keep doing this campaign because it just brings me fury.
Well,
I don't know if you know about what happened last year. We'll
Love
talk
your
about
gameplay.
all that.
Talking about the game.
Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, that's pretty much what it is right now.
You know, what I was going to say is that it doesn't really matter what you and I think. It
Yeah,
matters what the
I will
community
make a
thinks
video on
here,
Kabam
and the
Chat.
character that they choose, whether we like
Democracy
it
or whatever.
not.
Yes,
you know,
yeah.
will be the Summer's Choice champion. But
I should have
I will
already
say
made that
the
video,
champions that
but I
are
shit you
highly
not,
requested
I got
after this are,
carried
like our runner-ups,
away
you know,
playing
there's a chance that we're gonna put them in the game anyway because you all
Raid
have
Shadow
them.
Legends.
So I guess we move on to the
Road to the
next
Crypt
year,
is at
for
9 million,
2022.
9.1 million.
We had 12 champions this year, and we ran something a little bit different where we had different brackets where there were groups of 4, and then you would choose champions within those groups of 4 to move on. And we also had a Twitter wildcard vote. It was our first time running
Thank
it.
you. No,
and
it's
it was an
welcome.
awesome way to engage the communities. You know, people would retweet basically the champion that they want to move on.
Yeah, so
and they would get
Zemo
a
still
spot
entered the
in
game
round
from
2
these.
of the vote.
I just want to point out here.
Danny Moonstar for
we've
whatever
now
reason.
got Bullseye, Kushala, Danny Moonstar,
Kushala.
and Quicksilver from this vote. Also, Beta Ray Bill.
That's 4K
has
Titan
Armor.
Shards, yeah.
So everyone who's like, put Beta Ray Bill in the game.
Okay,
You
the GOAT Raid
had
Shadow Legends.
your chance. You had your chance, but maybe.
And he did well. I mean, he's up there in round 2.
Oh, yeah,
right?
he made it.
we
He
got
made it to the next
Agatha, we got Baron Zemo, Beta Red Bull.
Oh, Zemo too. Sorry.
And,
Yeah, I'd love
and
Lizard to come.
Quicksilver.
Absolutely.
But yeah, you know, I was really sad about this vote because I wanted Armor to become the Summer's Choice champion. Look how cool that armor looks, holographic mutant armor, you know, riding around. Yeah. So, my friends, please.
My friends. Everyone's your friend now?
Everyone's my friend. So, my friends, if you want Armor to join the game, please campaign for her, you know, make a big fuss about it so
Are you
that we can
saying
bring it up again.
right now that Armor is in Summoner's Choice 2024 and they can help vote for them?
No, she's not. She's not. But she might get added to the game eventually if you all care enough.
Yeah. Before we move on to the last year's, Shadow Spider 82 asks a great question in the chat here at twitch.tv/Kabam and says, how did you guys decide what champions you wanted on the list? What's that process like?
Yeah, so
Okay, come on, just
a working process with our game design team, so the character designers that you've met on stream already, our narrative designers,
Oh, so
and the
with
marketing
entire
team. So we
specialists
all
and you
come
had what
together,
includes some
and
very
make sure that
yeah.
we can
I know, right?
create a list of characters that are diverse in terms of gameplay and what they can add
I
to
still
the game
can't
in
believe the
terms of classes.
Gladiator won the previous one. The
And then
Gladiator is
also,
a freaking,
you
like,
know, in terms of,
emotionally
character diversity,
codependent
and so we
man
wanna make sure that
baby
all these
that's,
characters
you know,
are,
unable to sort out his own,
a little bit more niche
I don't know,
within the Marvel
mental
universe,
stability.
and
He
so,
consistently
you know,
seeks
players can
affirmation,
learn
and
more
he's just
about
like
the
a
Marvel universe, maybe read their comics,
blue
find out more
Smurf
about them,
version of a
and they
knockoff
might become your new
Superman.
favorite.
And everybody's
Yeah.
like, yay!
So I was
you need
involved
another
in this
Hercules.
process
It's
ever
gonna be
so
OP.
slightly, but it appears
I'm
that
still so
you
pissed
did
about that.
not use a single one of my suggestions. Do you think I have bad ideas?
I would say that 60% of the time you have.
Baby,
good
this is
ideas.
boring. I'm
The
bored.
rest
Well, I'm
30%
sorry. I'm fucking
excellent
bored
ideas.
myself. Okay.
I
Jeez.
decline to answer.
Jesus
No comment
Christ.
is not an option
Bam.
here.
Stop! I don't know, just don't be a dick.
It's
Fuji
too late.
Takumi
Look
says,
at me.
add Spider-Verse T-Rex, please. Spider-Rex was
I'm
one of
such
the
a
ones
dick.
that I put forward. I
It's
mostly
never
put in
too
a bunch
late
of
to stop
kaiju,
being a
And
dick.
then everyone was like, we can't do that. And I was like, oh, okay, that makes a little bit of sense.
Hey, maybe one day.
I swear,
Maybe
half
one
of
day.
these streams are always
You
like,
know what? Instead of saying.
Well, then, can we at
can't do that, I
least
like to
pull up
say,
here and get some dinner? Because I like to be wined and dined after I've been.
Let's take a look at 2023. Last year, very exciting. My first year working here when we had a Summoner's Choice campaign. A great list here. Some would say that there was an obvious choice from the get-go.
Did you have a favorite? Is that what you're telling me?
Some say that this was
As they
the
announced
year
you're gonna-
in
I
which
don't
we
know, man.
showcased the flaws in democracy and the unapologetic ignorance of some of our summoners. That
okay.
Spider-Punk was on this list and did not win was a baffling injustice, and I demanded multiple recounts. Nobody said that they would. I think one person did it anyways and said that no, Spider-Punk
majority of
did
people
not
watch
win.
trash can. I think it is still rigged.
But this was a good list. Of course, White Tiger joining the contest.
I think they're all rigged.
Gladiator wins there, Mr. Blue Boy. Who are you voting for? Who were you campaigning around?
I really liked Mero. Mero is such a cool character. I loved her her art design and style when I was doing my research on her.
Oh. How did they play
and yeah, you know, as much as I wanted to rig the votes, just
Did they?
like
What?
you,
I would
couldn't.
never rig the votes.
I couldn't.
Who is blaming us for not liking
And
Gladiator?
yeah, everybody remembers that from this campaign, Gladiator
Like, it's not
won
up to them whether we like something or not.
50.5% of the vote. In a modern democracy, that would not fly. That would not pass. You
In a
know?
modern democracy.
But we are a video game. So Gladiator
Summarizes everything.
Gladiator came to the game in September, and we were super proud of him. Just look at him. Look at. Cool guy. But White Tiger, also very cool. Come to the contest.
What did they
this
say?
month,
What did
along
they
with
say?
Bullseye.
Who else had played that clip?
I want to say that we didn't do that on purpose.
Can anybody get me the quote? Just tell me like the gist of it.
To make it to the game.
I want to pull in a question here from our content
They're
creator
proud of
program
Gladiator.
Discord, from Kabam John, sitting right there. It's worth noting Sagwa likes Smash and Me play, but he doesn't win often.
Nobody should be
John
proud of
has
Gladiator. Gladiator is like the
fragmented
opposite
where
of something
he,
you should be
you
proud
know,
of.
chooses
Gladiator
all
is
the
a
bits where he
stain.
wins, and chooses to discount all the times that he's lost.
Anyhow,
John.
let's bring it back. So, if we have a habit of bringing in, we say, here's the campaign, you get to vote. You pick the winner, they get added to the contest.
Yeah, of course. I understand. Nobody
But then we
voted
also
knowing that
add
he's going to be
other
trash.
champions. What's the
Everybody
point of
hoped
the
he's
vote?
going to be good.
Well, the point of
But
the
I just
vote
don't
is
like
to get you
Gladiator
excited
for
about
whatever
the Marvel
he is.
universe, to introduce you
blue,
to characters that you might not have known
emotionally
before,
needy alien.
and to gauge interest in characters that we might want to release in
Shit.
the future. If you
Oh,
love Marvel, if
that's
you
mean.
love Marvel Contest of Champions,
By the way, if you guys
then, you know, you should vote.
also are
Tell
bored of
us
the
which characters you
chat,
want to add to the
then you
game,
can hit the
because
like button
we
on my
actually do
stream at
listen
the very least,
and,
because
pay
it's
attention
hopefully
to the
somewhat a
social
little bit
universe.
more fun.
We're checking those social
You can
media
hit
posts,
all
we're
the good
checking
buttons. We're
comments and
only at
engagement.
20
We're looking
likes,
at
even though we
tier
have
lists
like
of,
200 of you here.
And like request lists. We look at all of that stuff. And I'll say this too, people that say it politely, we are more inclined to listen.
That's right. There was that one person who was commenting on all of our posts for years, asking for Kraven the Hunter, and then
we
you
did
know
it.
what we did? We
Yeah.
released Kraven the Hunter.
My favorite, and it happened pretty soon
They should
after I
release the
got
Kids of
here.
Champions
I was-
first.
I came in and everyone's like,
I mean,
everyone
they don't
has
have them
requested
designed
Sandman
at this point yet.
forever.
We,
So
you know,
like we're gonna add Sandman and people are gonna love it. And then
it's never going to happen because they designed the champions after
You know
they get
what? I
voted.
just got Sandman as a 7-star
Your
from the
stream's
banquet
1,000
event
better than
because I'm a
Ah,
Pokemon,
thank you, Satan.
and I got better
Appreciate that.
rewards.
how many 7-stars do you have there, Mr. Paragon? How many 7
4.
stars do you have?
I have 4.
And how did you get into? How did you get those alliance events? Was it because I invited you into my alliance?
Yes, it was your alliance, FF Jax.
So,
Thank you for organizing the
you're
alliance
welcome.
and everything there. Thank you, Jackson.
How did we announce
All right.
Sandman and Shocker, and was that your responsibility?
Yes, that was so that was for Pi Day. I really wanted to do something for Pi Day, so we went out and commissioned a very fancy pie, the fanciest, schmanciest pie.
Well, if you were a man, I would punch you. I'd punch you right in the mouth. That's
yeah, we
bush.
had this
Bush league.
pie created, and it glowed in the dark somehow. I don't know how. But
Where's
that
the
was probably one of the
five fingers?
wackiest things
Say to the
that,
face!
I've supported with this company.
What?
So did anybody else like that pie? Did you all see that? Did you?
Bullseye and
There
White
you go.
Tiger both look quite good,
I saw
and
the
that's
pie on
all.
YouTube.
Everything
I
else
saw
has
your
been
pie,
trash.
man. Good job.
Thank you. Oh, and the pie profile picture. Yeah, that was 2 years ago. Sometimes I still use that profile pic.
What are we watching? You're watching me pressing buttons where
change your
people get
profile picture.
physically
Pretty
assaulted in
often,
the
actually.
form of
You know,
a
like,
5-finger
every event, There's a
sandwich.
new banging profile picture. So.
Because
of
Our
the
team don't miss.
live ops art team. Yeah, that's right.
Genuinely bored of them?
All right, let's talk
I know!
about the
You shut your
nitty-gritty
dirty
here.
mouth!
Let's talk about Summoner's Choice 2024. We have a theme this year. Tell us about the theme.
The theme this year is.
Let me guess, it's
an
gonna be
unofficial tagline.
Lady Champions or
We tried to workshop this yesterday.
Super Diverse
Which
Champions.
baddie will get a spot in the battle realm? That's kind of the vibe I'm going for. So every champion.
Hold on, before you move on. Let's take a poll of the room. How do you guys feel
Do you like
about
What is the
thumbs
theme?
down,
So,
3
thank
thumbs
you.
down, but
Thank
Mike
you.
gave it a thumbs up.
What is the
Oh,
theme?
4 thumbs down. Sorry, Mike changed it. All 5 thumbs down.
Man, this feels like one of those like talent shows. And
You're doing great.
Thank
if
you.
this was, never mind. I was gonna make a dumb reference. It's fine. Okay, go ahead. Villains.
Villains. So we got a bunch of baddies.
Okay,
here
villains.
for you today.
Okay, fine.
And we're
That's
going to go
better.
through all of them and talk a little bit about each one. Yeah, why don't we get into it and talk about the characters?
I do the transitions actually.
Oh, okay.
So why don't we get into it and
Mr.
talk about the
Jax?
character?
Well, let's
idea.
hope
We
that
have
the
a
person who
slideshow.
designed Gladiator doesn't get anywhere
Introducing
close to the
Summoner's
community
Choice
choice champion and
2024
gets
here.
designed by
Please
DLL.
welcome
Then everybody would be
your
more interested.
contestants. So we have a little blurb. I'm going to read them dramatically, and then you
Right.
can fill in more details.
Sounds good.
Perfect. Just
Do
so
they
that
say
you're
DLL is going to design that
First
champion?
option is. You say the name though.
Shatra.
Nice. A woman consumed by more hate and rage than any mere mortal can handle. She
What
was
is
transformed by the darkness
Shatra?
and took the frightening form of a spider wasp.
So, Shatra. Somebody mentioned Spider-Rex from the same comic, Edge of Spider-Verse.
Edge of the Spider-Verse.
This is Shatra. She
The fuck? Is it me or is it them? Please, no.
is a
me.
new bad guy character villain, and
New bad guy character villain.
in the Spider-Verse comics, she is a spider wasp, and so she
Spider
has
wasp.
an ability where she can sting her enemies and then infect them and make them into one of her own minions. So very cool character. Highly recommend checking out that comic.
Edge of the Spider-Verse is
0 out of
cool.
10
Yeah,
would
and
not
this character
smash.
Is haunting, frightening. Love this one.
Yeah, very cool. Edge of the Spider-Verse is maybe the last set of comics that I read recently. Okay, very cool.
Looks like the
And
left
it's
of
set
Black
to
Cat.
Shatra. Okay, now you say this one.
The Beetle.
Is that your dramatic voice?
Yeah, could you like
That's
it?
good. It was great.
0 out of
The
10
Beetle,
would not
aka
smash.
Janice Lincoln, a founder of a criminal enterprise known as the Syndicate. This villain represents a lot of high-flying, high-tech trouble.
That's right.
Pretty cool. I like the color scheme.
Women villains. I
Prowlery.
seems so.
A little bit prowlery.
Yeah.
Super cool. This character, Janice Lincoln, is
Smash?
the daughter
What?
of none
No,
other than
no smash.
Ronnie Lincoln.
Who's
the
that?
Tombstone. Whoa. And yeah, so she's got a lot of connections, you know, in the Marvel underworld. And
10 out of 10, don't judge me.
High flying, high tech.
I do. I will.
By Baron Zemo.
I will. I'm
She's
absolutely
part of the
judging you.
Sinister
For
Six.
you, my friend.
It's
she can
Joe.
fly very obviously because she's got some wings and she's got.
I'm by
a
done.
blaster in the back there, so she's
could be
gonna
anything.
blast
I mean,
you
I'm
with the
assuming all the Summoner Choice champions are
Yeah.
probably going to be ladies
she
or
can blast
7
you
out
with
of
the
them.
blast.
So yeah, we're playing Smasher Pass.
Another comment being pulled in here from our content creator Discord. 2 bugs so far, says Cam. Is this a bug theme?
You know what? People have been saying that, and when I was going through the list again, I was like, huh, there are a lot of bugs. But, you know, naturally, there are a lot of bug-themed characters in Marvel.
I thought you were going to say naturally there's a lot of bugs in MCOC, and then I was going to hit you. So
Okay.
I'm glad that you went a different direction with
Less now.
Okay, I'll do starting the next one.
it. Less now. John shaking his head. Less now. I'm also seeing the reaction of people. If this isn't your favorite champion, your favorite character in the Marvel universe, that's fine. There's 8 total options, and you only need to love one.
It's true.
Or you can split the votes like a psycho.
That's right.
We'll talk about that. Our next one, Rob, my mouse isn't mousing. Got it, thank you. Is Blob! Blob. I've seen more conversations about Blob than any of these other options. A true heavy-hitting member of the antagonistic Brotherhood of Mutants, the Big Bully is not to be messed with.
The Blob. Look at, he's perfect. Just look at him.
Is it She-Blob?
So this is an X-Men villain, pretty classic X-Men villain. Blob was once a circus performer, and Professor X found him at the circus, you know, doing all these superhumans.
Is it he or she, by the way?
And was like, hey, come join my school, bro.
I
And
can't
then-
tell.
And then
It's like a
Blob
typical
checked out the school, and then he's
fat
like,
lady character.
nah. And
Kingpin
Blob
version too.
then,
No, Kingpin's way cooler.
Plotted an attack on Professor X's school for gifted mutant
Okay.
children, and was thrown.
Okay, obviously.
You know, like,
Only guy they put
this
in is
guy,
like
he
a
does what
fat
he wants.
loser.
I want you to recap every comic ever.
I love that.
I don't want to read them anymore. I just want you to be like, yeah, he's like, yo, what up, bro? Professor X, it's me. Come to my
It's
school.
me, Professor X.
Nah, dude. I'm going to beat you up, though. And then he hit
That's
him.
right. That's right. And then he wiped his memory, Professor X to Blob. He does that.
Not enough.
Blob is the smash.
Carney
I mean, like, so far,
Yeah,
I think Blob is the winner, though. I'm not gonna lie. Definitely
to the
better
next
than
one.
that she-wasp
Rob, I can't
spider
move my
devil.
mouse. Thanks, Rob. Shriek!
Okay, so 4-1.
That's the name. Carnage. Carnage follows this sonic beam generating mutant both literally and figuratively. She's got a voice that can shatter her
course,
foes'
of course.
bodies and minds. Shriek!
Can you just do that every time we talk about Shriek ever again?
Who?
Shriek?
Shriek! Yeah.
I love that.
Okay.
Yeah, this is Shriek. She escaped prison with Carnage, and together they ran a cult called the Cult of Null. And so she was the spokesperson for
probably.
the cult.
I don't think I won't smash that.
And Shriek is her power is that she can shriek. So she's got these sonic,
Imagine if she starts
blasts
arguing with you.
that come from her voice.
If she starts
And
screaming
she
at
uses that
you.
to fly,
Did I miss
she uses
anything?
that to
Nothing too
shatter,
special.
her foes' bodies and minds.
No, my
So,
vote
yeah,
probably
very
my
cool
vote probably
character
goes to
here,
Blob. Let's
and,
obliterate these modern
cult
beauty
leader.
standards. Yeah, she's the one from Carnage
Shriek.
movie.
His name is Blob. He can blob. All right. Get ready for Shriek as one of the 8 contestants in this year's Summoner's Choice. Moving along here, we got Swarm. Swarm, a keeper of killer bees, who became the hive itself. This immortal scientist is now a sentient storm of sinister stingers. Alliteration. Tell us about Swarm.
Bees.
All right, moving on.
Swarm is bees. Swarm is, as you can see, he's, he used to have a body. And now he's just a skeleton with a bunch of bees forming around him.
People are pointing out that there are more. This is another bug.
Bees.
And I will say this as well. It's not the last one on the
Well,
list.
Okay, Swarmy boy.
I mean,
You are right. Yeah. Sorry. Keep going. I didn't mean to.
Yeah, so he can use his bees and control.
Nobody
them
wants
to
to
attack his
smash
opponents.
bees.
He can use them to
I don't know how
fly
painful
as
that would be.
well and, lift his skeletal body corpse into the sky. I really like this guy.
All right. Yeah. Good. Next. We have Viper, aka Madame Hydra, a ruler, leader, and constant force of chaos for Wolverine. This highly trained assassin is deadly and devastating with any weapon. If you were an assassin, what would your weapon be?
Hot dogs and pies, and I would probably dress up as a pig that's dressed up as a spider.
Tell us about Viper.
Viper is the leader of Hydra in New York.
Come on.
She is a master combatant, really good at the fighting things. And
that the pulp
she's
is
also
from Wolverine?
a master of poisons.
Yeah, this is the
she's
pulp is
she
from
can
Wolverine.
take poison, or she's like immune to poison a little bit. I'm not a game designer, guys. So any of this about immunities and whatnot, don't take that.
I know Blob is like the clear winner, I think.
She
Yeah.
can also, give poisons to her enemies.
Just hand them?
And Blob is
like,
obvious choice. Yeah.
Poison.
Never accept anything from Viper, I would say, as a gift. She is also a Captain America villain, pretty canonically in the comics.
What are these
And
balls?
she's not a bug. She's
Oh, can you not?
So take that.
Yeah. Okay. Anything else before we move to the next? I'm asking
Nothing
you.
else.
I'm asking
Nothing else.
No. Okay. The next one, John pointed out, not technically a bug, an arachnid, black tarantula.
Oh, fuck that.
Mystery and possible immortality. This superpowered crime lord may look to overthrow Battle Realm's underworld.
That's right. This guy is a super crime lord who moved to New York, caused a whole bunch of trouble, ended up in prison. You know who were his cellmates there?
It's the JoJo's.
Not Carnage and
Not
Shriek.
Carnage nor
They
Shriek.
might have been at the same prison. I actually can't remember. But his cellmates, Bullseye, the Punisher,
Yeah.
Daredevil,
Sure.
Kingpin.
Why is Daredevil in jail? Isn't he a good guy?
It's a good question.
You
It's
don't
a
know?
good question. I gotta read that. I gotta read that comic. But they're all in prison together, you know, we say a possible immortality here. He was stabbed in the heart by Bullseye, and
Craft
survived.
agent win.
So
Pretty much.
maybe.
Bullseye.
This is like when you buy
Yeah,
a bootleg toy in the
right? He
car
knew
park
what
of
it was.
Walmart from some like dude wearing a great trench coat, and it says like, you know,
Show them one more time.
Spider Lad. This is what you get.
Yeah, he has superhuman strength, durability.
No, we don't
the
need
immortal, but
more
we don't know
spiders.
yet.
So he could never lose.
I'm not a game designer.
Obviously, it
You
has
made
to be
that
Blob.
abundantly clear today. Was that 8? I wasn't counting.
We got one more.
Oh, we got one more. Cool.
Saving the weirdest
Oh my
for
God.
last.
Ruby Thursday, not to be confused with Ruby Tuesday. Enhanced with organic circuitry to bowl over any who oppose her. She's been everything from thief to gambler to political candidate.
These champion
Leaving
choices,
no
I mean, like, it's
career
obviously
path
Blob.
unexplored. Tell me about Ruby Thursday.
This is the weirdest Marvel character that I've ever seen, and the fact that she's also a villain, you know, we wanted to put her into this vote. Ruby Thursday has an orb for a head.
Orb for a head?
And this orb can come off. It's detachable.
I mean, it has to be Blob. It's quite obvious. Blob it is. Blob is a mutant, right? So we need more mutants. We need more good
And
mutants
so
in the
she can
game
form
anyways.
A different kind of
And,
out of this. She can make like, you know,
I'm voting
tentacles,
Blob.
swords and whatnot.
Genuinely
and she
voting
can attack
Blob.
her opponent with that, and she can also explode her own head. And
So she
no, she's still alive. She can put it back together. But, you know, she uses it as an energy blast against her opponent. So if that's not enough, you know, she would look awesome in gameplay. This is, I think, Kabam Mike's favorite character.
If Ruby Thursday doesn't win, then other Summoner's Choice champ is going to 100% be a defender, and only a defender.
Did you guys hear that? You
Like,
might not
was a
have.
threat.
Oh, Blob's going to win. Did you
I
realize
mean,
Blob will only be
I think it's,
look at it.
yeah, there's,
Also, her full name is Thursday Rubenstein.
Thursday
she's
Rubenstein,
Obviously better.
aka Ruby Thursday. Just comics are weird. You ever stop and think about that?
Comics, you know, ignite the imagination.
Genuinely.
I mean, it's just gonna be
of
Blob.
across the world, and I love that.
I like that about comics, and similarly like anime and stuff. Like the level of creativity and storytelling is ridiculous.
No
It's
one
endless
knows
and
what the
boundless
champion
because
kits
you're
are
not
going to be, but
limited to things like
I think it has to be Blob.
and like filmmaking and that sort of stuff. So I love it. That's
Which
our
is kind of
8
fucked up
options.
because up until
We'll
this
take a
stream
look
I
at
had
all of
no
them,
idea who Blob
at the
is,
end
but
here,
just
and then
looking
at
at the
that point, I
champions
want to
and
know who you guys are campaigning for.
no, these are fucking trash.
But let's take a look at how to vote.
I didn't know any of them.
How do I vote? Summoners probably. Summoners Choice 2024. So walk us through how we get ballots and walk us through the wild card.
So you get one ballot just by logging in. And then
I mean, I
you
kind of
get a
knew
series
Street,
of
yeah.
solo objectives, and as you complete them, you'll get more ballots. So you'll have a total of 4 ballots for every round of voting.
Oh, I know,
And,
2008
you know,
Holiday
as you
movie. No,
mentioned,
yeah,
you can
Blob
split
is in
the
that one.
votes if
Okay,
you
fine.
want, or if you really want Ruby Thursday, then you put all your votes into that one character. It's up to you. And it doesn't matter what we think, it matters what you think. So please, you know, get involved there. The wild card vote, as I mentioned, is on what was formerly known as Twitter.
Yeah, the Blob is the
Still
fat guy.
exists though.
No, Blob
Go on
has to
that-
be
go
Blob.
on that website that just has one letter for its
You
your
can
name.
say it.
It has to be Blob.
Sure.
There's just
Kinda
no
like
ifs or buts or what the buts.
Is it?
Belongs
Not
to be
really.
Probably not.
But yeah, you go on there and there'll be a series of tweets with these champion lore images that we just shared here. And for whichever character you want to vote for, simply just retweet it. You know, you could even retweet all 8 characters if you love them all equally. But retweet the one that you want to win.
Blob.
Talk about why you want them
Blob-
to win. Talk about why you think they'd be cool. I remember a couple years
Blob
ago,
the Builder, we can
Karate
be-
Mike cosplayed as
It has to be Blob,
That
right?
was fantastic. And I hope he can cosplay as Ruby Thursday this year.
I'd much rather have a knockoff Kingpin than some
I'd
of
vote
these
for that.
weird
Who
fucks
of the 8 are you going to
and
vote for?
fuckers.
Doesn't matter. I think I'm
Fuckerettes.
gonna split up my votes equally. You know, I
How
love
do you
all my
say, you
children.
know, like,
No,
oh,
that's the
you see that guy?
dumbest-
He's a
whatever. So
fucker.
here's your voting schedule.
How do you say that for a lady?
January 19th to 22nd. That's
He's
our
a
first round of voting.
fucker?
So you get in the
Fuckerette?
game, get your solo objectives,
Fuckerettina?
and place your ballots into which character you want. Second round of voting, directly the week after that, on the Friday. So January 26th to 29th.
So these are weekend votes.
These are weekend votes.
Right.
And then for the final round, head-to-head, bloodbath, battle royale.
That was good. That was better than your take during the rehearsal.
Thank you.
Fucky sounds like more like, you know.
February 2nd to 5th.
And
And for all of these, they start at 10 a.m. and then they end right at 10 a.m.
Our time.
Our time, Pacific Standard Time.
Or as some people on the forums.
Why are they holding back on
Maple
losing?
syrup time. And it's
I
my
don't like
favorite.
that.
Because we're in Canada and most of them are not.
But nobody's voting about the black trend.
Yeah, but they don't.
Blobby. You see John's on Blobby as well.
But they don't know that, so it's just maple syrup. I love it. Anyhow, and then of course we'll be revealing the winner live on
Exactly.
stream.
I really don't want to see any of them again. To be fair, like I don't even really care about Blob, but
9 a.m. Pacific time.
I can see
same
myself
regular
liking
time,
him
on
most
Friday.
because I like
Come
him.
and hang out. We'll reveal the winner. We'll probably bring back Aiden, although Aiden's been here like 5 or 6 times now. I don't know if he's tired of us. Last time we had confetti.
Yeah, I think Blob is probably the clear winner.
Can you organize a balloon drop?
Balloon drop would be awesome.
Wouldn't that be cool?
For Battle Royale Brawl,
Mr. Blobby, I did not, JJ.
Like fire.
Oh, by the way, I got the package, JJ,
I wanted
yesterday.
there to be a flamethrower.
Small set.
And that didn't happen. So maybe we can do a flamethrower here.
No.
Come on,
This
Jax.
room is small.
Lame.
Oh my
I'm
goodness.
gonna take this
You're gonna
off
set off
because
sprinklers. Do you know how much tech Blob will kill you?
He would kill
Blob
me.
is obviously the winner.
Yeah.
Shout out to Rob running the stream today. We appreciate you, Rob. That's the last slide, right? I did it.
Yeah, that's the last slide.
team.
So I would
I'm
say
pressing buttons.
for Summer's Choice, to all of my friends out there, please check out all these champions, learn more about them, read their comics if you can, because all of them are part of fantastic stories, and that's what this is all about.
Rob, can we pull up the final, the 2024, everyone in one place so that I can take a look and decide who I would
No,
like to
they
vote
did not
for?
mention anything about the mythic title.
Summoners, those of you watching here at twitch.tv/Kabam, watching anywhere else, pop over here so we can see you guys. Twitch.tv/Kabam.
Yeah, no.
Let me know who
Blob
are
it,
you
like,
campaigning
honestly, who
around
the
here?
fuck
Let's
are
take a
these?
poll
I
on
couldn't
it.
even tell it's
Who
Marvel
would you vote for?
characters.
Ruby Thursday?
Honestly, it'll probably be Viper.
Oh, you're not even going to vote Ruby Thursday?
No.
Cool. Tyler, you're going to be joining us in a moment here. Who are you going to vote for?
Blob.
Going Blob. Fenton? Ruby Thursday. We got James on set today, you guys. James runs.
Like,
our
honestly,
video
this
team here.
doesn't even look like Marvel characters.
Black Tarantula. Rob, what about you?
I want to see the bees.
You want Bees Boy?
Bees.
You want Swarm, the B team?
Yes, sir.
Very cool. John, what do you think?
Remember when we had Agatha in it? I do remember.
Because I don't want any more bugs in the game.
No more bugs in the game.
No more bugs.
You heard
Yeah,
it here
Shriek's in
first from
Carnage,
the game
Blob
team,
is
no
in,
more bugs in the game.
Wolverine
And last
Origins
but not
movie.
least, Lyndon.
I'm probably gonna
The
vote for
Viper,
Yeah.
or Lady Hydra is
Now,
in the
I
Wolverine
think the
movie as
burning
well.
question in everyone's mind, did you rig this so that Blob will win?
No, we chose some very interesting characters. It wasn't my decision alone to choose these characters, but I'm very proud of all these
I mean, it has to be
all these
Blob.
villains that we're putting forth today.
I like, who is this? Dolas78 says, my votes can be bought, just offering up their votes immediately. I love it.
Nice.
Kabam Twitchy D is voting for Viper. I wish all of you guys great luck. This is a really fun and exciting time.
I think Meeting Glass also needs quite a lot of help, so that kind of makes sense.
To literally give you guys the power of influence on the community. Sorry, on the contest itself. It's very fun to see the interaction, the campaigning.
Nah, I don't care for Beetle.
People go hard for things and try and get people on their side. They try to make cases. I imagine J-Ax is going to do like deep dives into the backstory and lore and stuff as well. I love seeing that kind of stuff. So, is there anything else that your new friends need to know about Summoner's Choice before we send you back to your desk?
Bring a lizard, Jigsaw,
just keep on bugging
Sebastian
us
Shaw.
about which characters you love.
I mean,
engage
isn't
with
it-
us on social media. We pay attention, and
Beetle is also a
we love
DC
you.
character, yes. This one's different.
It was good. You did great.
Thanks, man.
I'm very proud of you.
Thank you.
All right, gang. We are going to do something a little bit different here because coming up, we are going to be
Oh my
showcasing
God.
Alliance Quest raids. We are going to show live gameplay on the stream for the second time ever, and the first time was me learning Human Torch, and it was not good. But we're gonna bring out people,
I would play that
smarter,
game. 10 out of 10, I'd play that game.
more talented, not as attractive though. and then we're going to showcase the game mode with the people who created it. We're going to talk it through. We're going to give you all the details that you need. If you're hanging out and you're looking for our giveaway, of course, after that segment, we will be giving away a 7-star Bullseye, a 7-star White Tiger, and 2 6-stars of both. Stick around for your chance to win that, and any details that you need to enter that giveaway. Right now, we are going to reset our set here. We have to change around things, add a chair, bring on the iPads, change up cameras. So it's going to take us a couple minutes.
Crazy how we have not run out of all the popular models.
And then, Rob, I'm going to ask you an important question. Do we have the Be Right Back screen potentially ready for after? Because I have to go to the bathroom. And the video's 2.5 minutes, and I'm going to run, but I can't promise I'll be back in 2.5 minutes. Does that make sense?
We'll have a hand.
Okay, so we'll be back in 2.5 minutes, or maybe slightly more, depending on how fast I run. Again, a massive thank you to Sagwa here for
the sound choice options are just shit, is what I think.
You were charismatic as all heck, so we'll bring you back. Also, we're the same size, so
it does indeed look trash.
Anyhow,
yes.
We'll see you guys.
But you know, at least we know that we're probably getting Blob.
Okay.
The contest is a tale of epic woes, but also magnificent glories.
I mean, to be fair, after the last Summoner's Choice champion being Gladiator, I don't think anybody's really that fussed about it now. Because people care about that as long as the champions are good. Because if they release a fan favorite champion that sucks, it's even worse as if they didn't release it at all. Let's have another black man. No, they have not said anything about Gladiator rebalance. They said that they are proud of Gladiator, is the only thing that they said. So it's possible that they think he does not need to be rebalanced. We do not know exactly, but it's probably going to be February mark for Apantoria. I mean, they literally said on the stream that they are proud of Gladiator. But you know, again, it's completely opposite of something you should be proud of. But whatever. I'm not proud of Gladiator. I don't think anybody in the community is happy about Gladiator. Gosh.
Shall I fetch you a chisel to sculpt the next battle? Yes, and a very large hammer.
We did see this indeed. I think they played the wrong trailer. I genuinely think they played it.
Hey, welcome back, everybody. I'm out of breath. Hey, we are going to transition into our next segment here. We are going to be showing off Alliance Quest raids for the very first time. Again, stick around to the end of the stream if you're here for the giveaway. We're still adjusting camera slightly.
You're onto the toilet.
Fly here. We don't want anyone
and he's out of breath. Like,
much larger than me. That's
I don't think Jax is in good shape, lads. I was like, I smoke, but I'm sure I wouldn't be as out of breath.
We're good. All right, please welcome back to the show. Multiple appearances from both of them. We've got John and Tyler in the seats today. How are you, gents?
Good. Doing well. Thank you.
Yeah? Great.
How are you?
I'm doing fine. I'm a little out of breath.
Yeah, you made it. That was fast.
That was fast. That washroom is not close. That's on the other side of the floor here. I'm very excited. This is the first time that we're really going to showcase new gameplay type things live on the stream. We're going to walk through basically step by step the process. we put out a 18-page document before the holiday break because we wanted to give summoners an idea of what this game mode had to offer and let them kind of start to digest that information. It's very dense. When we add a brand new game mode to something, it really changes the whole dynamic. And it really forces people to think outside the box, which is always a very cool process, but it can obviously in the adjustment period cause a little bit of discomfort and that sort of stuff.
You must have been busting
to give you guys a general idea of exactly what to expect.
If you can bust the nuts in 2.5 minutes,
for you guys a little bit more,
quick
here,
drop
you guys
could
just
be an
walk
upper
people through what you do here and what you work on in the contest.
Sure.
No, they didn't tell date for 8.1.
Obviously, Alliance Quest Raids has been a big part of everything that I've been working on all of it, even during Battleground Brawl, which was a pretty chaotic time.
But you want Blob.
Got through it, though. Got through it.
It was a lot of fun.
Turned out great.
Yeah, I think both.
Who I would have loved to see.
Ping Pong characters. I built Maestro, and then Battlegrounds is kind of my other main focus.
There's a lot of people apparently asking if I washed my hands when I sprinted back.
Did you?
Yeah, of course.
Oh, okay.
Are you kidding me?
I believe that.
I don't know if you guys lived through the year 2020.
They look a little dry.
Well, I went like this. Tyler, what do you do?
What do I do? That's a really good question. I'm one of the producers on the contest team.
Any expectations?
1.37 and why we're doing it. Interfacing with all the various departments that we have, ranging from designers, engineers, UX designers, fine folks like yourself. Yeah, really, I help coordinate the team and figure out, what are the kind of bigger things that we're going to be working towards. Who is phoning me in the middle?
Are you getting a call right now?
I am getting a call right now.
We told you to put it on Do Not Disturb. It's gone off twice.
It's actually the officer in my alliance saying that I should go clear something, but unfortunately, I don't think that that's going to happen.
If you need to go,
no,
we understand.
You just
because of the alliance.
Bless your words, that would put me.
I mean,
you will at 8, 100% of words will 100% have a rank 3 strike in them.
So Alliance Quest Raids is a new mode coming to the contest. We'll talk about your important, noteworthy dates that you summoners need to know if you want to participate. We talk about this often. Excuse me. Our game has such a wide range of ways to play, different content to interact with, so that there is something for everybody. We're going to dive into the details of Alliance Quest Raids, but who are we specifically targeting? Who do we think is going to really enjoy this mode?
Yeah, we're definitely targeting kind of our elder user audience, endgame
old
players.
People.
Yes, only old people. No. Elder users, people that have been in the game a long time. They've got big rosters, and this is kind of a new take on what we would have done instead of maybe at Map 9, as well as wanting to really mix up the Alliance Quest experience. So players that are already regularly going through Map 8 and even Map 7, those players that are really organizing with each other, very firm on making sure they're regularly progressing through Alliance Quest, those will definitely be kind of our target audience.
Full time crystal, maybe.
But there is benefits for all the other alliances during raid week as well. So just because you're not going to be participating in a raid doesn't mean that you aren't going to be able to reap the benefits from a raid week. So all the maps across Alliance Quest are going to see added benefit if you're participating during a raid week.
That's great. I was going to ask that question later. Now I have to think of another question to ask. But
I'm sorry, I stole that question from you.
That's fine. It's whatever. Sorry, I was reading chat here on twitch.tv/Kabam. Hop on in again, gang. If you have any questions about this game mode, because it's going to be a little bit dense, but we're going to showcase it as best we possibly can for you all here and walk you through all of the details. Again, read that doc on the forums if you need to, forums.playcontestofchampions.com. It's going to help. These are all going to be pieces towards helping you understand this new game mode. So if you have any questions, please tag at KabamTwitchED or at
Sandman was one of the
a couple of the burning questions
more
that you all
requested
have,
champions, yes, but he was never up as community choice.
Okay, so we're going to dive in.
And then I made
You're going to start us off. We have a trio. Why is there 3 of us?
Yeah, so initially, I mean, the way that Raid's whole started was Tyler was asking me, how do we, came up with the idea, let's make giant bosses to fight. And I kind of was like, one boss wouldn't be very fun. I think everyone would just be in a big line waiting for their fight. So instead we split the battle group into effectively 3 smaller groups, rather than doing a ton of small battle groups. It's still the same size 10, but you each split into 3 lanes, and then each of those lanes will have 3 summoners filling a role of Assault, Tactician, and Vanguard. Each of those roles will have specific boosts, as well as specific champion pools, and then you work together with the other 2 summoners in your kind of mini battle group to continue progressing through the boss, boosting each other with tons of damage, and yeah.
So we're gonna walk you through, because this is, in a way, one of the most collaborative alliance modes.
It's definitely the I would say the most collaborative, but it's the most cooperative.
Sure, because realistically, your actions aren't only to handle your own fight, you are actively trying to accomplish a specific mission to then fuel the next person in your rotation.
This will be about revive too.
It's not idiot-proof.
You missed something important. Summoner Choice Champion stock. Bullseye and White Tiger kind of look awesome.
John's going to show us. Tyler and I are already in the game. We're ready to go-ish.
Are you ready, Jackson?
I'm ready-ish. I'm not ready to put on display my ineptitude.
Is there a dynamic coming in? Yes, you can only do 10% of bosses max health.
We get to see,
and then you die.
Your updated skills since the last time
I've gotten better.
I know that you've been practicing.
Yeah.
So now it's time to put them to the test and show everyone.
That's a good question, Immortal Flash.
How good they are.
It's going to be great.
Don't worry, we picked the easiest boss.
It's true. You were nice. You were like, here's the easiest role and the easiest boss. We'll figure it out. All right, John, you're going to walk us through the actual flow of things. So right from the landing page here, if we can bring up exactly what John's looking at here. It looks so good.
Oh, man. We put a lot of love into not just updating kind of the game mode of Alliance Quest, but really everything that you can touch with Alliance Quest. So you see here, we have a new splash on the back. We've got total new art for each of the bosses, as well as on the raid map here. You can see it's got an extra banner showing that it's raid week. If we go into our calendar here, you can see we have the full week
path
here.
I used Guillotine 2099
you guys enlist
for the, I think, Professor X path, and then I just used OG Gilly with Spectre.
If you miss the first day of raid week, you will not be able to participate in the raid. You'll still be able to get the full rewards of the Crazy Juiced event, but you will not be able to play raids unless you're enlisted day one.
So then this, I think, is a great question here from Chuck Canuck. Will the raids be available to play all 7 days, or just 4 out of the 7 like Alliance Quest?
They will be available all 7 days.
Perfect.
Yeah, so the expectation there is raids will be not as many fights per day, but spread out evenly over the course of the week. If you so choose to, you can definitely just kind of dump everything in day one. You're going to have to use regular Alliance Quest consumables to be able to do that, because the sessioning is based around free revives. But in this case, yeah, it would be over the course of the whole week.
Cool. Everyone is pointing out the quantity of currency that we have. This is a test account, not a live account, so those numbers are meaningless.
I can assure you my balance on my account is much smaller than that.
17 million gold is what this account has.
Not even close.
What do you have?
Especially after Banquet.
Really? I got I think I have 80 million gold.
Wow.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
I don't have any ISO
I
to
ranked
spend
up
my
so
gold.
many things.
Mike's got 130 million gold.
I don't have enough ISO to spend it.
Do you want to? Are you
I
willing to
ranked
sell
up
it?
so many things.
$50.
Wow, that's
Not bad.
Sold. I see another good question in chat, just to talk about the cadence. So you will be able to play, as John said, raids all 7 days throughout a week, so you get to space out your play on your own time. But there's another question in chat. Are you able to have one group raid while your other 2 battle groups are playing on different maps?
Shout out Toonster90 for that.
The question is the answer is you absolutely can. So you're not limited to forcing your entire alliance to raid with all 3 battle
See,
groups.
and Kabam doesn't
You can
have
one or
ISO.
2 raiding if you so choose.
That is true.
And you can have that 3rd or 2nd battle group running again another map.
Yep. Yeah, one of the other ones to say that, can we do just completion with all 10 players on one path? You definitely can. The thing you're going to run into, though, is the final Ultron boss, who you can see here. He will have a link node that's attached to the final boss of each of the paths. That'll make it pretty much impossible for you to get through the Ultron boss. So you will be able to take the whole path, but you won't be able to take the boss.
Beauty.
You'll still get a ton of points. Probably more points than you would get for some of the lower maps if you so choose to do that, but you will not be able to actually get map completion.
Sweet. Okay, so we're looking at our battle groups right here. Myself and Tyler are the 2 already represented in Battle Group 1, so John will hop into there.
Yep.
Show us, kind of walk us through the champ selection process, because I think this is another layer that's going to be new.
Yeah, there's only one
So I've
champion.
got Angela selected here already, but I'm actually going to go into the edit team screen. You can see here we have these buttons at the top that will actually let us actively filter each of the different roles. So here I'm playing Tactician. That's just the role that I've been assigned. It's really important before the raid week even starts to go through in your battle group, discussing amongst each other. I've already seen Cat Murdoch has made some infographics on what champions are in each pools. Compare that to your roster and the rest of your battle group to figure out who is going to be taking each role based off of what champions they have ranked up and they're ready to use. So just for the sake of this, I'm going to be doing Tactician. So I filter via this screen using the Tactician button. I'm going to take Angela and...
So you get one champ.
Correct, yes. You only get one champion. So we did that because we want to make sure that players are rotating through each of the roles pretty regularly, and by having the regular 3 champions you would have in normal Alliance Quest,
no news in Master.
Actually bring one of each role, which means that you don't actually have to work with your Alliance mates anymore, and that kind of defeats the whole purpose of it. So the current iteration of Alliance Quest raids, you have one champion to use. You will boost that champion, and the champion will do significantly more damage than 3 champions combined, but you've only got the one.
Sweet. So we talked a little bit again about the cooperation required. You realistically want to enter in a specific order, correct? Like one role is going to boost another specific role?
Yes.
So what does that kind of rotation look like in its ideal way?
Yeah. So you work in a triangle. So I'm Tactician, and as the Tactician, I will give charges to boost the Assault. And as Assault, you will then get charges to boost Vanguard, and Vanguard will get charges to boost Tactician. It sounds really complicated, and it's a lot of kind of like heady stuff.
Yeah, like I'm giving up on Master Levels too, kind of.
Your core is mostly just about when you first get to a boss, work together in that triangle to boost each other up. And once you get through about 2 fights, you'll be at max power, and you can go in any order you want after that. You'll just be doing tons and tons of damage. Just make sure that you aren't going in like 20 times in a row, or you'll lose all your damage. You still have to go through and rotate a little bit here and there.
Cool. So you're about to join here. You're going to use those Alliance Quest raid tickets.
Correct.
Question here from Richard Belding, MCOC, is the cost 180 tickets per day or for the full week?
Since you only enter once for the week, that 180 is just for the one-time entry.
Correct.
So you're not going to be expected to pay each day like you do regular Alliance Quest. Look at this like it's a single day of Alliance Quest that has a week-long duration.
Next month Iki has 150
so
tier to
you'll
dust.
be paying, the 180
Cheeky.
And, very importantly, first one's free.
The first one is free. We will be giving out 180 raid tickets to everyone with the launch of Alliance Quest raids.
Yep. In our giant forum post, we also broke down that maps 6 through 8 will also be giving out raid tickets. So you can raid tickets every time you finish map 8 or map 6 or 7. So as you go through, you'll be able to build them up, and you should be able to get just over half in the month leading up to the raid event. And then if you want to buy them with whatever currency you have available, or if you choose not to spend currency, you can even just play map 8 again, wait till the next raids come up, and then you should have enough tickets to go through and play there.
Cool. Let's dive right in, because I want to showcase this mode, and we're getting towards a little bit of a time crunch here. So John's going to hop in. So each individual role has a specific
And they had so much to talk to us about, and they basically talked about nothing.
Look how cool this is. This is
just
the
because
most
we needed to talk about
beautiful,
Jax's toilet habits.
Stuff that we have right now.
So to touch on real quick with this too, you can see, so this is Ultron's mission. So each boss has a specific mission for you to complete. You can see here it mentions Raid Fervor. Raid Fervor is a resource you're going to have within the fight that you build to gain charges and do more damage.
Right.
So each mission has a specific action for you to do to get that Raid Fervor. Ultron's is, alternate specials. Thanos, his is similar to Doomsayeth, where he'll call out specific actions you have to do, block a hit, dodge a hit, intercept the opponent. Kang's, this is the super simple one we're going to do, alternate combos. And then Maestro, his is pretty easy, punish heavies or special attacks.
Sure, super easy. Rob, do we have the music being pumped into the stream right now from this?
Yep.
New music.
Yeah.
That's kind of cool.
We really did everything we could to make sure that this feels new and fresh, and the team went really, really hard. The music is awesome. It's epic. It feels like boss music, as it should.
Cool. So we're gonna have you dive in. Now you're gonna pick an additional boost right here as well, right?
Correct.
So this can kind of customize your champion selection, your play style, whatever you really want. What are you picking?
So I'm picking unparalleled buffs here. I'm picking this because it works really well with Angela's kit. Angela's got lots of unique buffs in her kit already, and she scales really hard with the number of buffs on her. This is also going to give me a flat burst damage.
By the way, Danny Moonstar did not get any additional help.
Angela's damage crazy.
They apply neutral shocks
the
against skill champions at the start of the special,
so each
and increase the slow passer duration.
Roll boosts.
That's
so
it for Danny
Moonstar. Another
Moonstar.
one down here. Null Break is a really good one for champions like Hyperion or Doom. You get lots of buffs on the opponent you want to nullify. And super buffs is great if you're stacking, you know, like a ton of Furies. For Gamora is really good with that one.
Sweet. Show us your skills. So your first fight is largely going to be setting up your teammates, correct? So you're not expecting to do a ton of damage. In the first fight or in subsequent fights, what is the amount of like damage you're expecting to really do here against this boss as we go up against Kang?
Yeah, the first fight is definitely, like you said, the ramp-up fight. It's kind of just go as long as you can, get as many loops in as you can, but your main thing is going to be chasing, building up charges for the rest of your team. So what I'm going to do for my fight is I'm going to focus on building my unparalleled buffs, which is done via punishing the opponent's heavy or special attacks. If you just try it, there you go. So you see I got a Fury buff there. I'm not over bar power, so that's not from Angela's kit, that's from my boost. And I'm going to keep doing that until I get all of them.
So we have new icons on screen, basically. John, are you able to multitask, or do you want Tyler to talk about
No, I can multitask.
Okay.
Sorry, it is a little distracting. So, okay, so my goal here is to get my 5 buffs. You see that fist icon there is the Raid Fervor. I get that Raid Fervor whenever I finish a mission. In the Kang fight here, I have to alternate combos. So when it's the M on there, I have to hit him with a medium combo ender. Like, I missed the swipe. Oh no, I'm bad. And now that it's an L, I'll need to do a light combo ender. And every time I do that, I get charges to finish my mission. So you see I'm at 40. Now I'm at 20. I completed the mission. The mission will complete at 50 every time. And then I get the next icon, which is that orange kind of ticking down icon. That one is my Raid Force. It gives me tons of damage. And also gives me charges.
You're putting up big numbers right now. But Kang is a beefy boy as well.
Yeah, he's got a lot. You can also see he's got this Fury icon on him, which if you guys were at Battleground Brawl, this is actually a new buff that wasn't there before. So that timer he's got there, you can see he's doing insane chip damage. That timer he has there, every time that ticks over, he will get a Fury buff. And once he hits 5, which he's just done, he will now root me during all of his special attacks, like that, which is pretty scary. And that's a new buff we put in called Influence. Each boss will have a stacking one. At the final boss, they'll have 3 of them. When all 3 are active, they'll have Pierce, they'll have tons of Fury, they'll root you during their special attacks.
Don't jump to conclusions, Andreas. Why is Kang so tall?
So you have 3 minutes per fight
to
go through and do as much damage as you can. Like we said, there's a secondary objective in trying to fuel up for your second team.
Correct.
For your second player, your following player, etc. This looks very intense, but it's all about the ramp up. More so than normal, right? We have normal champions who have kits that you want to ramp up.
Correct.
This is like the entire fight ramps up as well.
Yeah.
So as you kind of go through the cycle of all 3 players in rotation, it just continues to get stronger and stronger to a point. Is there a maximum amount of damage that you can do in a single 3-minute fight?
Yeah, in a single 3-minute fight, you'll only be able to do 10% of the opponent's.
Okay, that's the biggest bullshit.
He just ate me alive with that special too. And once you hit that 10%, pretty much the opponent will auto kill you. It's going to be pretty hard to hit that 10% in the first couple fights, but once you've ramped up, then you'll be able to go through and hit that 10% pretty consistently, and then you just go take turns passing it around.
So I've seen the oh my.
Is it another one?
Tyler can't come on set anymore. This is Tyler's last time. Now I've lost all train of thought. I've seen the natural.
Why is he not losing health? He is. He just has like billion health.
Wow, you're gonna kill us just like that because there's a cap on how much just to make us buy revives. Walk us through as Tyler sets up, because just go. Just go. We're going to watch and judge you silently.
Yeah. Oh, no.
Walk us through essentially the intended rotation of play for players here.
Yeah, so everyone obviously
Savage
you
Wall.
enter the map, you have 100% health, and you're gonna be you'll get like 1 free entry with that. But on top of that, we're also going to give you 2 free 100% revives every day.
Yeah.
And so those revives will not have any space in the overflow. They have a really, really short overflow timer, so you're going to want to use them right away. And that's kind of our sessioning tool. So go in and then use your 2 free attempts every day. And those attempts should be enough for you to complete the map, barring that you're able to get that 10% pretty regularly.
So in theory, everything, if you are performing well,
we do get revives.
You don't need to use revives.
But listen with it.
If you're performing well.
It's still just so we have to stretch it out over many days and
play through this mode
still
with your
crap.
alliance with just what's provided to you.
You should be able to pretty easily, well, maybe not easily. You should be able to pretty regularly get through this just with consistent play and actively working with your alliance mates. You also can use regular alliance quest resources in this. So if you want to use the free ones you get from solo events and alliance events and stuff like that, you can use those as well. But the expectation should be that you can get through most of this with the free ones.
Yeah. Again, even though we're literally talking about how accessible this is for free from what we provide players, still seeing people saying this is pay to play. We're working to give you as much access to the mode as possible.
Yeah.
And we're working to tell you that as well.
He's got a lot of fears.
Optional, right? Like.
Yeah, so
it's not going to be for everyone.
No, there isn't the expectation that this is for everybody, as we had mentioned before. But it is going to be free rewards for everyone, regardless of if you actually even play raids. If you're just playing regular Alliance Quest, you're doing your map 5, you're doing your map 6, whatever it may be, you will still get significantly more rewards than in a regular Alliance Quest event.
So maybe it's worth us taking a step backwards and breaking down raids, because we have this wonderful thing.
I mean, I hope they're cool, but
a lot of our
the whole they can do like 2 fights a day, like 2 or 3 fights a day here as well. That doesn't feel like actual raiding.
That maybe we should break down in generality in terms
if
of
you, the raid would be like you sit down with your 3 guys and kind of like clear your side, and then eventually at the end of whenever attack the boss. Now if you have to go in like every day to do 2-3 fights,
people saying, well, you built this so that we die constantly. That's kind of what raids is.
Yeah.
It's meant to be difficult. It's meant to be challenging, but at the same time,
no, regular IQ does not have better
ways to access the game, access the mode.
Well,
work towards fighting.
You can use only specific tag champions,
it's certainly worth noting too that this is going to be an evolving mode. We're going to spend a lot of time updating this, be keeping a really keen eye on community feedback with it. This is the first crack on doing something like this. We've never really made giant scary bosses like this in anything outside of something like Necropolis. So doing it in Alliance Quest mode is super new for us, but it's not something new for games in general, right? Like the raid's name comes from, getting together with your alliance or your guild if it's a different game and working together to take down a giant boss.
Come on, Jax.
I started playing in silence, sneaky, hoping that Rob didn't put it on camera.
So you do have the easiest one. So to walk you through a little bit of the fight that's going on for Jax here. So he took critical armor, which is going to be a boost that scales with his armor. And for each armor he has active, he's going to get crit chance and crit damage. With a character like Iron Man, who already has a ton of armor already, he's just going to do insane damage. So as long as he doesn't die, luckily he's also really tanky. So you can eat some combos and it's not a big deal.
That feels like maybe a backhanded compliment.
No, you just picked a really strong character. We built Iron Man to be a new player-friendly character, easy to pick up, simple to use. So you're really just showcasing the fine design skills of the Champions team here.
Yeah, they're doing great.
Those numbers are getting insane.
See, now we're going to get this done.
Are hitting for 130K. Let's see if you can get to that 10% threshold. And
yeah, let's see if I can stay alive that long.
Iron Man's been going to the gym.
You big boy.
Look at those numbers.
Yeah.
I've seen the question because I'm a master multitasker.
Yeah.
We're not seeing relics on any of these champs. Are they?
Yeah, you can absolutely bring relics into Alliance Quest raids. Yep, no question there.
Woo!
Yeah, no, this is, they just don't happen to be on this account, that's all. There is no disabling of relics in this. It is in an Alliance Quest map, so it should function pretty much one-to-one of a regular Alliance Quest map, outside of something like choice nodes.
What did Kang have when I started this fight?
He was at, I believe, 94?
So
You've done the most damage.
Woo! Because I'm the best?
You're the best.
He's pretty goated. Yeah, Iron Man goes super, super nuts with these boosts. But like we said, you're ramping up. So you can see that orange, kind of like the same color scheme as the Fury icon in the top left there on Iron Man. That's at a 14 now. That goes up based off of the charges that both me and Tyler have put on the fight for him. So now that he's able to kind of reap the benefits of us being able to get lots of charges, he will be able to do tons of damage, and then he is also putting more charges for us to do more damage. So that Tactician's icon, the purple one there, he's capped out the charges so that now when the next person goes in, they do more damage, and that's pretty much the flow of it. You just go in and just do a ton of damage and play into your mission.
So I don't know that I'm going to hit it. Oh, I'm not going to.
Pretty close.
I don't know that I'm going to hit the damage cap right now with 10 seconds
left. You got this.
But in theory, if I hit it, what happens? Because it's capped. So what does that mean? What are players going to see?
Yeah. So when you hit the damage cap, it's very akin to, let's say, a Necropolis fight. Great damage. Good
Thanks,
work.
everybody.
Good work.
Thank you. Thank you.
Wait a minute.
Thank you. Great.
Okay, let me get this straight.
Fight, when you hit the end
Shouldn't you be better off doing 9% damage, pausing and timing out? So in IQ, when you time out, you lose half your health, right?
And they will get like, I think something like 3,000% Fury. So you'll pretty much just instantly eat a special 3 and die.
Sweet.
So do 9.5% damage and pause.
So that's pretty much the flow of it.
That was some of my best work. I'm really glad that I brought that forward.
Yeah, you did a great job.
No?
Let's do one more round with John, because again, that first fight is realistically setting up for the damage for the rest of the fight. Let's bring it back around to you and give you an opportunity to showcase a little bit.
I'm just saying.
Why not?
So also worth noting that these fights are still not at full ramp. That 7 scales all the way up to 10. So there is more space for me to actually get even more damage, and even in your fight as well. Oh my god, throw a heavy. There we go.
Bugged AI, am I right?
Yeah.
Rigged. Against you. While you're playing, let's bring in a question from Cat Murdoch, MCOC. If a player accidentally moves down the wrong lane to get a roll boost that doesn't align with their champion, is there going to be an undo path button?
Yes.
Like in AW and regular AQ?
Yes.
There should be.
Oh, is there?
Yeah. You will.
I thought the answer was going to be no.
If you move to your selection, you navigate down the incorrect path and whatnot. As long as you don't commit to your selection, you will absolutely be able to traverse back to that choke point and choose a different path.
Another question here from Jeremy.
No, you get revive with 100% HP from him.
You will die. So anytime you elapse the timer or time out in any way or exit the app, you will die in raids.
Okay.
Again, the whole purpose of a raid mode is incredibly difficult things that you will die. This is Necropolis-style mentality in an Alliance Quest session, in that we expect you to die. But we are also providing you with free opportunities to get back in. And if you budget your revives correctly and your time correctly over the 1 week period, you should be able to participate and clear it. I saw a question, why punish skill with a cap like this? Realistically, we're not. If you are those high skill players, those free revives that you're getting each day, even if it's just 2 of them, will be enough for you to participate and complete this mode.
If you were able to play to Jackson's skill level, as he just displayed, which was phenomenal.
Was the idea behind it?
That
do 2 fights a day.
And you're able to plan out your week with your Alliance battle group and claim those free revives, you can absolutely complete a raid for free.
There you go.
That being said, we obviously will allow you to use your regular AQ consumables that you've stocked up playing the mode for years. So it's not to say that we're not going to allow you to use those. You absolutely can. But yeah, if you are playing well and planning your time well, your Alliance absolutely can play raids for free.
Yeah, and going through and doing kind of your daily rotation shouldn't take too long for a group of 3. We definitely also wanted this to be kind of a more social mode akin to something like going into dungeons or raids in an MMO. So, you know, hopping into Discord with a couple of people, sharing your screen so everyone can see how much damage you're doing.
There's like one boss.
Smaller groups of
you still have the
to
final
be a
boss.
little bit more digestible to be able to facilitate kind of actual cooperative play at the same time.
It's more than just the one fight.
And so the sessioning time for that, it shouldn't take you much more than like 30 to 40 minutes to be able to go through once per day as that group of 3 and chew through kind of your free revives for the day.
Perfect. And again, this is something that's going to be open for the entire week. So you're going to be able to figure out what time to play raids works best for you and your alliance. Unlike regular Alliance Quests, which we've just recently introduced the ability for you to make those self-selections on which days you play, raids will just be blanket open the entire week.
So a couple questions I've seen from chat. So a lot of comments on like, oh, it's groups of 3. Yeah, we've got a flex position in it. It's still battle groups of 10. We've just split it into 3 groups of 3. So you have a flex position. The goal with that is, you know, if you have one of the lanes that you think is going to need extra help, or you have time zone differences, that kind of stuff, you have the flex position to use there. Stuff about item use cap. The item use cap will be 99 in raids. So
there we go.
Pretty much infinite items to use as much as you want. And then another one, those free revives are 100% health. Yeah, those free revives will be 100% single champion revives.
Sweet.
You've got to do better.
I think that kind of walks us through most of it. Is there anything like at the end of the day that we need someone to know? I think from me, it kind of comes down to what we talked about a little bit in terms of intentionality, who this is meant for. This is not a super duper simple approachable mode, but we're really excited to see the collaboration in people. We're really excited to see people kind of tackle this new challenge. And most importantly, especially for myself and Mike on the social team or on the community team, we're listening to feedback. This is new. We know it's new. We know there's going to be mild discomfort as people adapt to something new, but we're listening to that feedback. We want this mode to be a mainstay. We want this to be something.
Nah, that probably. To be fair, the rewards are listed in the forum post. I made a video about the rewards.
Take homes before we do a giveaway.
Breathing life into Alliance Quest again. The goal here is again not to let that mode continue to decay. Really, it's what our most dated mode. It's our earliest Alliance mode, and raids is our first attempt at again breathing some life back into it, giving some players some new novel challenges to approach with their alliance in a more cooperative fashion. So again, as we've touched on a number of times now, this isn't the end-all be-all for raids. We're going to continue to iterate and dig through it. But yeah, please continue to chime in with all your feedback about what you've seen thus far, because we're keeping a keen eye on all of these channels for it.
Sweet. We're going to bring in one quick comment, and then we're going to do a giveaway. This is from Mike, who's doing some quick maths off to the side of the set here. That's 2 revives a day. So 20% damage per summoner, 60% per group per day, and that's done out over an entire week. 420% damage. And you said that's not a joke number, that's just real math.
No, that should be more than enough for you to complete your 3 bosses in your lane, as well as, you know, everyone comes together in the final boss of Ultron, so you'll have 10 summoners to take that boss down. So that should be more than enough for you to be able to eat through the whole week.
Sweet. Let's go ahead and do our giveaway now, because we are approaching the longest stream we've ever done. A lot of very cool information.
But guys, I'm just going to finish this up. Honestly, I can't.
Important dates. Let's hit that before we go. January 8th,
I don't
Monday,
think there's anything meaningful happening in the stream.
Get in there. Set up your battle groups, strategize, take a look at the mode, because the following Monday,
they gave me a genuine headache. My headache, I had a headache for most of the day today, and it kind of had went away.
Here. Mike, are we good?
And I started watching the stream, and it slowly but surely creeped back up.
Exclamation point! Happy 2024.
Okay, that'll be
your entry to win a
for now, guys.
7-star Bullseye, a 7-star White Tiger.
I'll catch you guys later. If you guys want to try and enter the giveaway, here's a link for it.
On a live stream.
I need to record some videos and probably.
Entry. So if you
see you later, guys.
spam it multiple times, it's not going to work. It's not going to help you.